Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to explain a true story based movie called The Two Popes. The film starts in the year 2005. Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio was conducting a public prayer in Argentina's capital Buenos Aires. In the meeting, he was teaching good things with the story. After the prayer, he was informed about the heavenly passage of Pope John Paul II. Cardinal Bergoglio now heads for the Vatican to attend the funeral. For the final journey of the Pope, priests, pilgrims, cardinals, and media from all over the world were there. After the funeral, the officials at the Vatican starts the process of electing the new Pope. According to the rules, the new Pope must be elected from the cardinals who had arrived there. For this, they start the procedure of election. All cardinals vote in the first round. Nobody gets a clear majority. The votes were divided between Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, Cardinal Martini, and Cardinal Bergoglio. Officials ignite a black smoke indicating no clear choice. Later all cardinals had their lunch. Cardinal Martini asked his supporters to transfer their votes to Cardinal Bergoglio. Cardinal Ratzinger actively campaigned among the cardinals for his election. After round 2, Cardinal Ratzinger got the clear majority and was elected as the new pope. They chose the name Pope Benedict. Cardinal Ratzinger was the first pope candidate who was not from Europe. The tenure of Pope Benedict was filled with many controversies. They were very conservative and traditionalist. That's why the interest of modern people in them and the church was decreasing day by day. Now the story progresses year by 7 years. In 2012, a personal assistant to the Pope leaks some important documents related to the church's corruption. This increases the trouble of the church and the Pope. Cardinal Bergoglio received a letter from Pope Benedict. Pope had asked them for a meeting in Rome. Cardinal Bergoglio now goes to Rome and meets the Pope in his summer residence. They both walk while talking in the beautiful garden. Cardinal Bergoglio wanted to resign from the job of cardinalship. The Pope refused their request and said that at this time their resignation will be seen as a protest against the church, against him. Pope also gently scolds Cardinal Bergoglio for his liberal views. Cardinal Bergoglio tries to convince them by saying, "The world is changing and the church will have to change according to the times. We are still ignoring the real problems of our people, we are sticking to our 2,000 years old beliefs, values, and morals which are distancing us from the people. Inequality, poverty, and injustice are increasing, but the church is doing nothing about it." Cardinal Bergoglio accuses the Pope of hiding the sex scandals and of not taking any action. Pope Benedict vehemently denies all his allegations. At night the Pope and Cardinal Bergoglio took separate dinners. After dinner, they started talking again. Casual this time. This time the Pope says that he is now finding it difficult to hear God's voice. Cardinal Bergoglio shares his history. How in 1956, he got the sign of God. In 1956, Bergoglio was working as a research assistant in a lab in Argentina. He was still in a dilemma about whether to join the church or not. He was not getting any sign. He even proposed to a girl. One night when he was going to meet his fiancée, he saw that the church light was on. He was curious, hence he went in. There a priest was waiting for someone. He had an intuition that someone will arrive tonight for confession. He was waiting. The priest took this as a sign. He thought Bergoglio might be having an issue. He listened to Bergoglio's dilemma and said, "I being here tonight is in itself a sign. You must join the church officially, that's what God wants." Bergoglio also believed in this sign and agreed. Later he cancelled his marriage proposal. At present Cardinal Bergoglio says to the Pope that today God has given him a sign of retirement. At least that was their interpretation. Later the Pope played a piano piece for Cardinal Bergoglio. They ended the evening by watching a football match on the television. The next morning a new scandal erupted at the Vatican, hence the Pope was in a hurry to go there. They took Cardinal Bergoglio with them. On chopper Cardinal again insisted in retirement, asked for the signature. But once again Pope ignored it. Upon landing at the Vatican, Pope rushed to his office. An arrangement was in place for the Cardinal's stay. After settling in, Cardinal Bergoglio enjoyed a pizza and a coffee at a roadside fast food joint. Later he entered a restaurant to watch the football match. When an Argentinian player scored a goal he prayed for him. He also prayed for the Pope. One man in the audience disliked it and abused the Pope by calling him a now-Nazi. Cardinal Bergoglio felt sad seeing the dignity of the Pope going for a toss at the heart of the Vatican itself. The next morning the Pope and the Cardinal met again in a church. This time the Pope revealed the real reason why he wanted a meeting. Pope says, "I am going to retire in the next few months, and I want you to be the next Pope." Cardinal Bergoglio was in shock to hear this. They couldn't believe it. They said the Pope can't retire. Being a Pope is a once lifelong job. It's against the papacy. Pope Benedict justified their decision by giving a 702-old example. Cardinal Bergoglio wasn't convinced. They said, "I can't be the Pope as I have a dark history." They started narrating their story. In 1976, Bergoglio was the head of all the churches in Argentina. During a military coup, a democratically elected government was overthrown by the military. A bloody military dictatorship was started. The military had killed many people who were opposing them. It included many priests and nuns. Lots of attacks took place on the churches and many people were killed. To prevent this bloodshed at the churches, Bergoglio made a secret deal with the military. He proposed that if the military kept its distance from the churches and spare the priest and nuns, then he will publicly denounce Marxism, will burn all Marx books, and will appeal to the public to accept the new reality. The military accepted this proposal, and they kept their promise. But the military was brutal to ordinary civilians. Many human rights activists publicly accused Bergoglio of compliance. But Bergoglio indeed saved many lives. Attacks on churches stopped. One day he went to meet his friend's daughter Esther. He told her to be careful, the military was keeping a special eye on her. Esther was furious. She abused Bergoglio and accused him of hand in glove with the military. She called him a murderer. Many priests from the church also didn't agree with this arrangement of Bergoglio and the military. They considered the military rule as the devil's rule. They publicly opposed this and accused Bergoglio of compliance. They asked him to step down from the post of the superior general. Few of the priests joined the resistance force to fight against the military. For one last time, Bergoglio tried to convince them that they can't win against the might of the military. But he failed, and finally he removed them from the church. I suppose their choice of violent resistance over non-violence was clearly against the teachings of Jesus. Once they were removed from the church, the military was free to do whatever they pleased with them. Hence they rounded them all. They killed them one by one. They tortured many of them. Easter was also killed. When the military dictatorship was over, the Vatican removed Bergoglio from Argentina and sent him on an exile mission. Bergoglio always regretted this. He was out of Argentina till 1998. During this time, he lived a simple life and did his penance. A few years after returning to Argentina, he was made the bishop. Hence, by giving this backstory, Cardinal Bergoglio said he is not suited to become a pope. Pope Benedict forgave them and said, "You are also a human being. You should have the same compassion for yourself that you give to others." He orders Cardinal Bergoglio to listen to his confession. Pope now apologizes to God for his negligence. He knew about the sex scandal case of the priest, yet he did not take any strong action. Cardinal Bergoglio prayed for them. Later he ordered a pizza and Fanta for both of them. After the breakfast, the Pope says that his decision to resign is certain. They asked Bergoglio to be ready mentally to become the new Pope. When they ended the discussion and left the room, they were surrounded by the public. Who took the blessings from the Pope? Cardinal Bergoglio traveled back to Argentina. In 2013, Pope Benedict retired and Cardinal Bergoglio was elected as the new Pope. They choose the name Pope Francis. In their inaugural meeting, Pope Francis prayed for Pope Benedict. Later, by roaming around the world, Pope Francis spread his idea of justice and equality. Both popes enjoyed the 2014 World Cup football match between Argentina and Germany. Pope Francis brought many changes to the papacy. He accepted the Big Bang Theory and evolution publicly. He is active on social media and uses Pope Mobile without any bulletproof shield. He is a big football fan. If you like the video, then please subscribe to the channel. And like it as well. Thanks for watching. Take care.